All right, welcome to day 3. It is great to be with you guys. I recorded the first 2 of these videos on my phone, and day 3 is on the laptop. So let me know which you prefer. Hopefully, we'll get a nice camera soon or something like that. 100 days of videos, but for now, just I love the nature, the DIY nature of just using the same tools everyone else has got. And it's like what's stopping you from just putting yourself out there for every day to share what's going on in your mind and heart. Day 3, I was just a guest on Nik Huno's business guidance incubator or guidance masterclass. It's a 7-week program. He's in the first week of, and he's talking about guidance businesses. And I've built a guidance business or coaching business. Guidance is his term for coach, and he wanted to have me on, and it was super. It was like he was asking me questions, but I was learning from all the participants. And by the end of the session of hour and a half of just amazing conversation, I was like, can I just be a part of this? Because this is amazing. Like, such great people, such great energy. We spoke about love and souls and fear and intuition, and just got a lot of value from it. I thought it was an amazing space that he created. It was just a virtual thing. So hopefully I can be a part of that in the future. And to end it, he asked me this question. It's a great question. And it was, what was your favorite day from childhood? And I told him my favorite day from childhood happened when I was 15 years old. And I was 15 years old, and basically what happened was I had this New York Knicks blog, and I was just writing. I started in June of 2010, and I was figuring out, how do I grow this? How do I build this Knicks blog? And I figured out, I could grow this through interviewing people who I can have access to, who other people want to hear. And that, it's funny that I did that, 10 years later with the podcast, but that was the New York Knicks reporters. So it's people like Frank Isola and Alan Hahn and Mark Berman and Anthony Donahue. I interviewed people like that had audiences that were on the topic that I wanted access to. I interviewed them in written format. I posted the interviews, and that built my blog. And I gained an audience through that blog. This was just over the summer of 2010, the summer of LeBron's decision for basketball fans. And that's kind of why I started the blog, was because LeBron was coming to the Knicks. And I wanted the opportunity to cover this team while LeBron could potentially be in a Knicks uniform. And so I was building this blog through the interviews that I was doing in my reporting, and I'd do a blog post every day. And, these were the good old days. And by the end of the 3 months, September of 2010, school was starting back up, and I had heard from talking to all these reporters that there was this thing called Media Day, and Media Day is when all the reporters go and interview the players. And I emailed the Knicks PR department, and I said, hey, can I get access to this thing? I have this blog, and check this out, and here are these stats. And Knicks PR said, yeah, you have enough traffic on your website for you to go to Media Day. I said, great, I'll be there. Problem was, I was 15 years old. Uber didn't exist, and I didn't know how I was going to get there. So I asked my mom, hey, Mom, can you drive me to Media Day? And she said yes. And I drove. My mom drove me to Media Day, and I show up, and the person who's giving me my badge is like, dude, who are you? And I'm like, Danny Miranda, Knicks Vision. Or actually, it was Dan Miranda at that time. Knicks Vision. That was my website. Nick's vision. And the guy handing me the credential was like, who are you? Get out of here. And he gave me the badge. And then I start talking to the reporters. And they have the same reaction. And then I start talking to the players. And they have the same reaction too. And it was so wild because from June of 2010 is when I started to September of 2010 is when I'm interviewing the players that I look up to. And the papers that I'm reading, Newsday and New York Daily News, are writing about me. You know, Frank Isola and Alan Hahn wrote stories mentioning me because I'm a 15-year-old kid and I'm at Media Day. And it made me realize, like, just how much is accessible. Like, how much of life is possible if you just have initiative for 3 months. And it was probably 100 days between June of 2010 and September of 2010. And 3 months of work on a project every day led me to the players that I looked up to, being a part of the newspapers that I wanted to be in. And it wasn't like I was trying to do any of this. I was just following what was innately interesting to me, innately the thing that lit me up. It's like, you have that power too, right? Everyone had that power to do what they loved for 3 months and devote themselves to it and to build themselves up. So it made me really excited. Excited about life, excited about the possibilities. It made me question the school system as a whole of like, wait, so you're in this room here and I didn't need a credential to get into this room. I just, with my own forthright nature, my own ambition, my own following of my own passion, I got into this room. So that was my favorite moment from childhood. That was an important moment that shattered a lot of my beliefs and helped me understand the world a lot more clearly. And looking back, it really inspired me. So thank you, Nick, for asking me that question. Thank you, Nick, for helping me learn more about myself through this guidance masterclass that hopefully I'll be a part of. And yeah, that's the story that came out of today. What was the best moment from your childhood? I'm curious. Write it down in the comments below. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for following this journey so far in the first 2 days and all the kind comments. I feel through the energy of just putting myself out there that things are moving in the right direction. By being seen by people, you grow. So thank you so much for seeing me, and thank you so much for being a part of this journey. I love you. Be well. Peace.